Hi students, I am your maths teacher. In the last class, we saw about geometry and locus of a complex number. And today, we are going to see about polar and Euler form of a complex number. First, we are going to see the definition of polar form. So, what is polar form? Polar form is also known as trigonometric form. They will give you a complex number, students, that is z equal to x plus iy. If I convert this z equal to x plus iy as z is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta, then I can say that is the polar form of a given complex number, and this is the definition given here, students. Euler form of a complex number. The following identity is known as Euler form, that is e to the power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. The Euler form can also be represented in polar form, that is z equal to r e to the power I theta. Students, before starting with exercise 2.7 first sum, we are going to see how to convert a complex number in polar form. To convert a given complex number in polar form, we are going to use totally 6 steps here. That is, for your understanding, I have written like this, students. First, what I am going to do is, I am going to take a question, that is z equal to x plus iy. What is the meaning of polar form? Z equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta, and that is the definition given in your polar form. This is your question, students. Z equal to x plus iy. I am going to write like this, that is z equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta is nothing but, first I am going to write like this, x plus iy, that is x plus iy equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. I am going to mark this as equation 1. So what I am going to find here is, I am going to find r and theta. So that is the procedure we are going to do here. So this is the first step, students. Keep this in your mind. Whatever question they are going to give you, you are going to write like this. Write the question in your left hand side, and right hand side you are going to write it in polar form, that is r cos theta plus I sin theta. The next work, I am going to find r and theta, and that is the procedure we are going to see in the following steps. Second, I am going to find r. The meaning of r is modulus. How to find r is, that is r equal to root of x square plus y square. You will get some value. You will be writing the value, students. That is r equal to root of x square plus y square. If you calculate, you will get an answer. Third step. Third, before finding theta, I am going to find alpha. I am not telling you more. Just for your understanding, I am just using only the notation, students. That is third, I am going to find alpha. What is the first step? First, I am writing the question as r cos theta plus I sin theta. Second, I am finding r using this formula, root of x square plus y square. Third, I am finding alpha. This alpha is not given in your question. So keep this in your mind. I am going to find alpha. Before finding theta, I am going to find alpha. So what is the formula for alpha? Alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Don't forget this, students, modulus of y by x. Suppose if you are going to get a negative sign inside, you will be converting into positive. So I am going to use this one, alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Maximum you will be getting the value in this way, that is 30, 45 degree, 60 degree. What is the value for tan alpha? That is tan 30 degree means 1 by root 3, tan 45 degree 1, tan 60 degree root 3. This 30, 45 and 60 can be written like this. That is 30 degree can be represented like this, pi by 6. 45 degree means pi by 4. 60 degree means pi by 3. In place of alpha, maximum I will be getting only these values. Suppose if you are going to get a value like this, alpha is equal to tan inverse of 1 by root 3. What is the corresponding angle I am having here? 30 degree. This 30 degree can be written as pi by 6. This is the procedure you will be doing in your sum, students. Next, coming to fourth step. I am going to find theta. So how to find theta? First, what we find till now, we have found only r and alpha. Now I am going to find theta. But how I am going to find theta is, I am going to see the, in my question I am going to just check my x and y. That is, I am going to check the sign of x and y. Using x and y sign only, I'm going to find theta, students. That is, I'm going to fix the quadrant where that z lies. I'm going to have 4 quadrants here. That is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. I'm going to convert this alpha into theta, and this is the procedure for finding theta. Suppose if x and y both the signs are positive, means I can say z lies in first quadrant. Then how I am going to write this alpha, that is theta equal to alpha. Just you can keep this in your mind, students. You are going to memorize this concept, so it will be easy for you to do the calculation. You can understand and do it easily. Theta equal to alpha. If x negative and y positive, means z lies in second quadrant, then I will be writing like this, theta equal to pi minus alpha. If x and y both are negative, means z lies in third quadrant, theta equal to minus pi plus alpha. If x positive, y negative, means z lies in fourth quadrant, that is theta equal to minus alpha, students. So what I am doing in the fourth step is I am converting this alpha value I am going to substitute in theta. That is how, this is a way of converting alpha into theta concept. That is, this is a way to find theta using this concept. Next, what I am going to do is I am going to replace the values of r and theta. So what is the thing I told you, students? I am going to find r and theta. In between r and theta, I am finding alpha. Just fifth step, I am just replacing the values of r and theta in 1. After replacing, last step what I am going to do is I am going to add 2k pi in the angle, which is in the angle. So I will be getting the required polar form. 2k pi, k is nothing but the value which belongs to z. So 2k pi, after adding 2k pi in the angle, I will get the required polar form. And now we are going to see the sums how to do in polar form in exercise 2.7, students. Exercise 2.7, second sum, students. That is, I am going to write this complex number in polar form. That is 3 minus I root 3. I am going to write in polar form. So what is the first step I am doing here, students? 3 minus I root 3 is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. This is the first step. And shall we write like this? I am going to mark this as equation 1, as I told you in the concept. So what is the value for x? X is nothing but the real part. Y is the imaginary part. I am going to write the real part x equal to 3 and imaginary part minus root 3. So this is the concept, students. I am taking this plus 3 as x and minus root 3 as y. Next, I am going to find r. So what is the procedure for finding r? R is equal to root of x square plus y square. Substitute the value, students. You will get the value as 2 root 3. That is, you will get the value as root 12. After simplifying, I will be getting the values. It is better to simplify the terms. If simplify the term, you will get the value as 2 root 3. So the value for r is 2 root 3. Next, by x. So what is the value for y I am having here? Minus root 3, minus root 3 and x 3. So keep this in your mind, students. Using this only, we are going to substitute the values. I am having modulus here. This 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. Cancel the root 3. Automatically, you will get the value as tan alpha equal to 1 by root 3. That is, you can keep it as it is like this, or you can just bring this. Also, what is the value I am getting here is alpha is equal to tan inverse of 1 by root 3. After removing the modulus, it will be converted to positive. You can bring this tan here. If you bring it here, that is tan alpha is equal to 1 by root 3. Again, I am writing this 1 by root 3 as tan alpha is equal to tan 30 degree. You can do in any way, or just you can keep and you can find according to your convenient, you can find the value, no problem. What is the value for alpha I am getting here, students? That is, the angle is 30 degree. This 30 degree is nothing but pi by 6. Alpha is equal to pi by 6. So what is the value for alpha I am getting here? Pi by 6. Now I am going to find theta. So before finding theta, I am just checking here. That is, what is the sign for x here? I am having here, students, x, and the sign for x is positive and the sign for y is negative. So since 3 minus I root 3 lies in the fourth quadrant, what is the condition for fourth quadrant, student? X should be positive and Y must be negative. That is the procedure. You know it very well. Lies in the fourth quadrant. It has a principal value theta equal to minus alpha. That is the condition for fourth quadrant. So what is the value for alpha? I got here pi by 6. I am going to replace here, that is minus pi by 6. Since in the formula I am having negative, I am writing it as minus pi by 6. Theta equal to minus pi by 6. So after finding this one, I am replacing r and theta in equation 1. That is from 1 I am going to write like this. For your understanding I am writing like this, students. That is from 1. I am just replacing the value 3 minus I root 3 is equal to r cos theta. Instead of r and theta, I am replacing the value. But that is not a final answer. To get a required polar form concept, you must add 2k pi in the angle. And that is your completing the sum in the polar form. That is what is 3 minus I root 3. I have written in polar form. What is the polar form, students? 2 root 3 into cos 2k pi minus pi by 6 plus I sin 2k pi minus pi by 6, where k belongs to z. Exercise 2.714. I am going to write this complex number in polar form, students. What I am going to do is, first I am going to simplify my numerator. So what is the numerator value given here? I minus 1. So first I'm going to write this I minus 1 in polar form. So to just see how I'm going to write here. I'm going to take this I minus 1. First I'm going to interchange and write that is minus 1 plus I. So real part plus imaginary part here. Just see, students, what is the value for x I'm having here? Here x is equal to minus 1. And what is the value for y? Y equal to plus 1. The value for x is minus 1. Real part is minus 1 and imaginary part is plus 1, students. So next what I am going to do is I am going to write this in polar form. So how to write in polar form, students? That is minus 1 plus I is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. Mark it as equation 1. First step, what I am going to do is I am going to find r. So what is the procedure to find r, students? That is r. R is equal to root of x square plus y square. So what is the value for x I am having here, students? That is minus 1 the whole square plus 1 square. What is the answer you are going to get? 1 plus 1 is equal to, you will get the answer as root 2. So the value for r, what I am getting here is root 2. Next I am going to find alpha first. First I am going to find alpha, then I am going to find theta. So what is the formula for alpha? Alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus of y divided by x. Keep this in your mind. If you fix x and y properly, automatically you can generate the values for r, alpha and theta only based on x and y. So be careful while you are taking the values of x and y. So what is the value for tan inverse of modulus y is nothing but 1 divided by minus 1. What I told you, students, inside modulus, if you are going to get negative, it will be automatically converted to positive. So tan inverse of 1 is nothing but 45 degree. So shall I write like this, students? Alpha is equal to 45 degree, which is nothing but, what is the value for 45 degree is pi by 4. This can be written in this form, that is alpha is equal to pi by 4. And what is the next step I am going to do here is I am going to find theta. So what is the procedure I told you to find theta, students? That is, now I am going to find theta, students. So to find theta, what I told you, I am going to check the sign for x and y. The sign for x is, if you see here, the sign for x is negative and the sign for y is positive. Just see here, students, x is negative, y is positive. So it lies in second quadrant. If it lies in second quadrant, I can say that theta equal to pi minus alpha. So just tell me what is the value for alpha I got here? Pi minus pi by 4. Just simplify the term, students. You will get the value like this, that is 3 pi by 4. So what is the value for theta I am getting here? 3 pi divided by 4 is the value for theta. After finding theta, what I am going to do is I am going to replace r and theta in 1. Therefore, from 1, just for your understanding I am writing like this, students, from 1 minus 1 plus I is equal to, instead of r I am going to write it as root 2, that is cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. So this is the value I am getting here, students. So what is the value for minus 1 plus I? That is, I have written here as I minus 1 root 2 cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 by 4. You'll be having a doubt. Still I didn't add 2k pi. Since I didn't complete the sum now, just I have simplified only for the numerator part, students. The original question is this one. This is the original question given in your exercise 2.7 fourth one, 1/4. I have done only the numerator part. Numerator part, now I am replacing the numerator part in polar form. But actually we didn't complete, we didn't add 2k pi here. So see to that. I am writing the numerator part, and denominator, what is the value? Cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 is given in your question. Now in this place I am going to use a property, and I am going to tell you the property conditions next. Just see this property, that is cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 divided by cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2 can be written like this, that is cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 minus theta 2. So in place of theta 1, I am going to have 3 pi by 4, and in place of theta 2, I am going to have pi by 3. Just see, students, this combination can be written, that is this combination can be written like this. I am root 2, I am keeping it as it is. I am doing the calculation only for my right hand side part, students. Just see here, I am going to subtract the angle using this property. Calculate, I am just simplifying the terms. It's just normal simplification. You are going to simplify the value, and finally you will be getting a value like this, that is root 2 cos 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 5 pi by 12. Hence, to convert this in polar form, now only I am going to add 2k pi, that is root 2 cos 2k pi plus 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 2k pi plus 5 pi divided by 12, where k belongs to z, is the required polar form for the given question. Before starting with exercise 2.7 second sum, we are going to see the properties of polar form. We are having three properties here. The first property is, if z equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta, then z inverse is equal to 1 by r cos theta minus I sin theta. Second property, they are given you z1 and z2. If you multiply z1 and z2, you will get the value as r1 into r2 cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2. If you observe property 1 and property 2, in both the questions, if you notice cos theta, between cos theta and sin theta, you will be having only positive sign. Only if you have the positive sign, you can apply the property. Property 3. If z1 is equal to r1 cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 and z2 equal to r2 cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. In z1 and z2, if you see in between cos theta and sin theta, you are having it as positive. If I want to divide, that is z1 by z2 is equal to r1 by r2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 minus theta 2. Exercise 2.7 second sum. Using the property of polar form, we are going to do the first sum alone. That is, first sum, what is the question given here? Cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6 into cos pi by 12 plus I sin pi by 12. Two complex number are multiplied, that is, it is in the form of product. If you are going to have in the form of product, means I can add the angles. That is the condition given in polar property. cos, that is a real part plus imaginary part, into real part plus imaginary part. Real part I am going to add the angle, plus imaginary part I am going to add the angle. So real part I am taking the angle pi by 6 plus pi by 12 plus I sin pi by 6 plus pi by 12. You are going to take LCM. After taking the LCM, you are going to simplify the term. Simplify the term. Finally, you will get like this. That is pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. Pi is nothing but 180 degree. If you divide, you will get the value as 45 degree. That is cos 45 degree plus I sin 45 degree. Cos 45 and sin 45 degree is nothing but 1 by root 2. Simplify the term. The final value will be like this. You can stop like this or you can write it in this form. That is 1 by root 2 into 1 plus I. Coming to the second sum. There is a problem in the second sum because you are having negative sign in the numerator part. According to the property, in your question, you must have only positive sign. Since I am having negative sign, I am going to use this condition. That is, cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to e to the power I theta. Cos theta minus I sin theta is equal to e to the power minus I theta. Using this condition, I am going to prove the sum. So, in place of theta, the numerator I am having it as pi by 6 and denominator I am having it as pi by 3. Since I am having negative, I am going to write like this. That is e to the power minus I pi by 6 divided by 2 into e to the power I pi by 3. If I bring this e to the power I pi by 3 to my numerator, denominator I am having it as positive. If I bring it to the numerator, I will get it as negative. After bringing the term, you are going to add these two terms. You will get it in this form. Take minus I common outside. Pi by 6 plus pi by 3. Take LCM. Simplify the term. The final value will be 1 by 2 e to the power 1 by 2 e to the power minus I pi by 6 plus pi by 3. Simplify the term. You will get the answer as 1 by 2 e to the power minus I pi by 2. E to the power minus I theta can be written like this. That is cos theta minus I sin theta. E to the power minus I theta can be written in this form. That is cos theta minus I sin theta. So in place of theta, I am having it as pi by 2. That is cos pi by 2 minus I sin pi by 2. Pi by 2 is nothing but 90 degree. Cos 90 degree is nothing but 0. Sin 90 degree 1. So finally I will be getting the value as 1 by 2 minus I, which is equal to minus I by 2. Exercise 2.7, third sum. If x1 plus iy1 etc. till xn plus iyyn equal to a plus ib. That is, they are given you the product of complex number equal to a plus ib, and they are asking you to show that. They are asking you to show two conditions. That is, the first one is they are given you as x1 square plus y1 square etc. till xn square plus yn square equal to a square plus b square. The second is the form of summation they are given you. Exercise 2.7, third sum. They are given you the product of complex number, that is x1 plus iy1 etc. till xn plus iyn equal to a plus ib. For the first question, I am going to take modulus on both sides. That is, left hand side and right hand side I am taking the modulus. For the left hand side, I am taking only one modulus, that is whole modulus equal to modulus of a plus ib. Second step, I am going to take the modulus separately for each complex number. That is, modulus of x1 plus iy1, modulus of x2 plus iy2 etc. till modulus of xn plus iyn equal to modulus of a plus ib. The formula what we are using for modulus of a real part plus imaginary part is root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. So, for each complex number modulus, I am going to take the square root. After taking the square root, I will be getting like this. That is root of x1 square plus y1 square etc. root of xn square plus yn square equal to root of a square plus b square. To remove the squaring on both sides, we get the required answer which is given in your first part. That is x1 square plus y1 square etc. xn square plus yn square equal to a square plus b square. Second question. What is the second question they are given here? They are asked you to prove. Again I am going to take the given condition, that is x1 plus iy1 etc. till xn plus iyn equal to a plus ib. For the second proof, what I am going to do is I am going to take argument on both sides. Arg is nothing but the short form of argument. Taking argument on both sides. For the left hand side I am taking only one argument equal to argument of a plus ib. Regarding the argument, remember this thing, argument of z1 into z2 can be written as argument of z1 plus argument of z2. After taking the argument, just see the second step. While I am multiplying the argument inside, each complex number will be added, that is argument of x1 plus iy1 plus argument of x2 plus iy2 plus etc. plus argument of xn plus iyn equal to argument of a plus ib. Again, argument of x1 plus iy1 plus argument of x2 plus iy2 plus etc. plus argument of xn plus iyn equal to argument of a plus ib. Again for argument I am going to have another one formula, that is argument of real part plus imaginary part can be written as tan inverse of imaginary part divided by real part. So for each argument I am going to write like this, that is tan inverse of y1 divided by x1 plus etc. till tan inverse of yn by xn equal to tan inverse of b by a. The left hand side, if you see, it is in the form of addition. That is, in general I can write like this. Addition can be written as summation that is starting from 1 to n. That is tan inverse of y1 divided by x1 till I am getting yn divided by xn, that is summation r equal to 1 to n tan inverse of real part divided by imaginary part, that is yr divided by xr equal to 2k pi plus tan inverse of b by a, and that is the final answer for the second part.
Exercise 2.7 fourth sum. If 1 plus z divided by 1 minus z equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta, show that z equal to I tan theta.
Exercise 2.7 fourth sum. What is the given question here? If 1 plus z divided by 1 minus z equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta is the given condition. We are going to show that z equal to I tan theta. That is, I have to bring this answer. Z equal to I tan theta is the answer what I should bring. So this is the given question for us. Left hand side and right hand side they are given you. To bring this answer, first what I am going to do is I am going to add 1 on both sides. Just see the step. I am just adding 1 on both sides. Be clear with the step. I am adding 1 on both sides. After adding 1 on both sides, second step, left hand side I am cross multiplying the term, that is 1 plus z plus 1 minus z divided by 1 minus z, just cross multiplying. And right hand side what I am doing is just I am making an adjustment. If you see, I am having only one imaginary part, that is I sin 2 theta. The remaining 2 belongs to real part. So I am writing like this. I am just writing the real part in the bracket, 1 plus cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Next step, simplify the term. 1 plus cos 2 theta. The formula for 1 plus cos 2 theta is nothing but 2 cos square theta plus sin 2 theta can be written as 2 sin theta cos theta. So this step is very important because we are using the trigonometric formula. After simplifying, just see this step. I am taking 2 cos theta outside. you can cancel 2 on both sides. After cancelling 2 on both sides, I am just cross multiplying the term. That is, I am going to bring this 1 minus z to my numerator. So what is the value I am getting here? 1 minus z equal to 1 divided by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. In this place, I am going to take conjugate. That is cos theta plus I sin theta. Instead of plus, I am going to divide and multiply like this. That is cos theta minus I sin theta. Divide and multiply. If you multiply, just see, I am just going to do my calculations only on my right hand side part. Cos theta minus I sin theta divided by cos theta into, that is a plus b into a minus b. So this can be written as a square minus b square. So what is the value for I square here? The I square value for I square is nothing but minus 1. After doing this calculation, I will be getting like this: cos square theta plus sin square theta. Cos square theta plus sin square theta, trigonometric value, the value is 1. So the final, after simplification, I am getting the final value as 1 minus z equal to cos theta minus I sin theta divided by cos theta. So what is the answer I should bring here? Z equal to I tan theta. What I am going to do is, I am going to bring this z to my right hand side, and this term I am just shifting to my left hand side. Just interchange and write, you will get this step. That is z equal to simplification cos theta minus I sin theta divided by cos theta. Just remove the bracket. After removing, cos theta will be cancelled. If you see, the final value is I sin theta by cos theta, which is nothing but sin by cos is nothing but tan. Z equal to I tan theta.
Exercise 2.7, fifth sum. If cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma equal to sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0, then show that, first question, cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma equal to 3 into cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma, and similarly for sin also they are given you. In this question, we are going to prove these two parts of the question simultaneously. While I am doing the calculation itself, at the same time I will be getting both the answers together.
Exercise 2.7, fifth sum. Cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma equal to sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0 is the given condition. Here cos represents the real part and sin represents the imaginary part. Since in complex number we can write like this: z equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Cos theta means a real part, sin theta is nothing but imaginary part. So a real part separately I am going to put 0, and imaginary part I am putting separately as 0, since it is the given condition. If you see here, I am having 3 angles, that is alpha, beta and gamma. What I am going to do is, I am going to join like this, that is cos alpha, sin alpha, cos beta, sin beta and cos gamma, sin gamma. That is, I am going to take 3 notations A, B and C. Let A equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha. That is, I am just writing in the form of complex number. Cos alpha plus I sin alpha, B cos beta plus I sin beta, and C cos gamma plus I sin gamma. Coming to a property, that is, if A plus B plus C equal to 0, if A plus B plus C equal to 0, if this condition is satisfied, then I can say A cube plus B cube plus C cube equal to 3ABC. Using this property, I am going to bring the answer. First, I am going to check whether when I am adding A, B and C, whether I am getting the answer as 0. So, first what I am going to do is, I have done the calculation before, one step before, that is A plus B plus C. So, what is the value for A? Cos alpha plus I sin alpha. What I am doing here is, while I am writing itself, I am writing like this. That is real part plus imaginary part. Real part fully I am clubbing together. That is cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma plus I imaginary part. If you see, cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma equal to 0 plus imaginary part is also 0 since it is the given condition. Automatically I am getting the value for a plus b plus c equal to 0. So I can come to the next part, that is if the property is satisfied, directly this condition will also be satisfied, that is a cube plus b cube plus c cube equal to 3abc. Since a plus b plus c equal to 0, I am directly using the property a cube plus b cube plus c cube equal to 3abc. Now what I am going to do is, left hand side also I am having the value, right hand side also I am having the value. Just see the notation a, b, c. I am using 3 notations on left hand side and right hand side. First I have fixed the value for a, b and c. That is a cos alpha plus I sin alpha, b cos beta plus I sin beta, c cos gamma plus I sin gamma. What I am going to do is, just I am going to replace a, b, c by those complex values. That is cos alpha plus I sin alpha the whole cube, and similarly it goes on for beta and gamma, equal to 3abc. 3 into cos alpha plus I sin alpha into beta values and gamma values. First, you are going to take this one, cos alpha plus I sin alpha whole to the power 3. According to the De Moivre's theorem, what I am going to do is, the power can be written inside the angle, that is can be multiplied. I am going to bring this power, I am just going to multiply this power with alpha. Similarly, I am going to multiply this power with beta and gamma. See the next step I have done like this, that is cos 3 alpha plus I sin 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus I sin 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma plus I sin 3 gamma equal to, left hand side I have completed like this. Right hand side what I have done is, I am using another one property which is applied in your book, and using that property I am just joining the real part, just adding the angles in the real part, cos alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. After completing this step, you can multiply this 3 inside if you want. Overall, I am going to have like this, that is, I am just left hand side and right hand side, I am going to compare the real part and imaginary part separately. So equating real part and imaginary part, I will get the required answer which is given in your book. Exercise 2.7, sixth sum. They are given you z equal to x plus iy and argument of z minus I divided by z plus 2 equal to pi by 4. Now, first I am going to take the value inside the argument. What is the value given here? Z minus I divided by z plus 2. So what I am going to do here, students, I am going to take that one, z minus I divided by z plus 2. First, in place of z, I am going to replace the value as x plus iy. After replacing, I am going to arrange the real part and imaginary part. Just see here, students, I am arranging the real part and imaginary part in this way. After arranging, I am going to take the conjugate. How to take conjugate? That is, I am going to check my denominator. In the denominator, I am going to change the imaginary part sign. So, divide and multiply by x plus 2 minus iy. After simplifying the terms, so this place you will be having in this form, that is a plus b into a minus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. Simplify the term. Finally, I will be getting a value like this. Again, this value can be rewritten. I will tell you how to write. I am taking the question, argument of z minus I divided by z plus 2 equal to pi by 4. Inside that argument, I am replacing this value equal to pi by 4. What I am doing is, in the denominator part, I am splitting the denominator part into 2, for real part separately and imaginary part separately. How to identify the imaginary part is, wherever you are going to have I, that term I am taking and writing it separately, students. So this is going to be your real part and this is your imaginary part. Before doing the sum, just see here, argument of a plus ib, that is real part plus imaginary part, can be written as tan inverse of b by a, that is imaginary divided by real. Argument, I am converting this argument using the formula, that is tan inverse of imaginary part divided by real part. This is imaginary part, students, that is you are having the imaginary part in fraction and similarly real part also you are having in the form of fraction, equal to pi by 4. So tan inverse, denominator part will get cancelled, only the numerator parts will be having here, you will be getting the value like this, equal to pi by 4. This tan inverse, if I am going to bring it to my right hand side, I can write it as tan pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 is nothing but tan 45 degree, which is equal to 1. So in place of tan pi by 4, I am replacing the value as 1. Simplify the term and the value which is necessary, which is given in your question, that is x square plus y square plus 3x minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0 is the required answer.
In this class, we have completed exercise 2.7. Please understand the concept and then do the sum, students. Thank you.